Hello, welcome to the Currency Spot. Today is September 20th, and we're going to look at the trade we took last night. This happened in the Asia session, approximately 9 o'clock p.m. This is the Aussie dollar, Aussie US dollar. And what had happened is previously in the session, this is Sunday afternoon in the USA, North America, this pretty much just didn't do much. It started to break out. And then finally we had a breakout right here. Pivot last night was actually 93.92. So we broke out above pivot, broke out above 9,400, came up here, came down, bought the pullback. And that's a strategy I have that's called the bust. And that's just something you want to see, that this has moved in your direction. The momentum is strong, and then you buy the pullbacks. And then what we did is we hung into this for about half an hour, well, not even, probably 20 minutes. Jumped up here, hit this resistance a little bit. We took 10 pips off the table, and then we let it run. And as you can see, this thing ran all the way. It's still running, actually. You could be up close to 60 pips on this, up to 80. So that's a perfect example of a great trade that you can get into if you want to hold it overnight. Put your stop to break even or lock in 10, 20 pips and let it run, and you can definitely make some money that way. And you've already made your money for the day with the 80% of your trade, so it's a great way to go. So that was last night's trade. Let's look at today's action and see what's happening here. The euro, we kind of bouncing around today in between, let's see, 131 and 130, as you can see, came down a bit. Prior to Sunday, this is Sunday's action, just kind of in a range right now. So nothing on the euro that I particularly like. The pivot, it's just under pivot. It's tested it 1, 2, 3 times. So I'm not going to do anything until I see it's formed a direction. I'd prefer it to break up above pivot, go up 10 points, pull back, buy the bust. So we want to get that strategy going today if we can. That's on the euro dollar. Let's take a look here. This is my favorite trade of the day. Again, it's the Aussie. And this trade would be called a double bouncer. And what it is, you come down, you have 2 sets of support at 94.50. This is today's pivot level, 94.42. And basically, come down here, I'd make a buy around 94.55, buy it, and look for the bounce higher. So that's my favorite trade today, and clearly the Aussie's in a huge uptrend, so I would definitely prefer to buy the Aussie in that situation. So that's our trade on the Aussie. And just so you know, every trade I do on the Aussie and the euro dollar, I do a 20-point stop. Try to keep the stops really, really tight, so we don't want to lose a lot of money. We have a pretty low risk strategy that we like to entail at the Currency Spot. There's no need to risk a lot of money when you have good entries. It's unnecessary to have 50-point stop losses. So anyways, the euro yen, this has just been bouncing around, as you can see, and today it's kind of hovering right on the pivot level. This dark green level is my pivot. So again, this could be a sell below 111.84, a good Alcatraz trade, go for the push down, but I'd like to see some momentum on the downside. If that doesn't happen, I'd want it to bust through 112, pull back, buy it at 112.05, but you need a good 10-point push through pivot, and a candle to close above pivot would be preferable. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm actually going to wait and see what happens on the Aussie, and I'm going to probably put an order in at 94.55 to buy. That would be my strategy today, with a 20 pip stop loss. So your stop will be well under pivot. And if you get under pivot, you really shouldn't, if this drops down, you shouldn't have to lose more than 15 pips. 20 is just a safeguard. I always do safeguards just in case the market crashes or some kind of news comes out. So that's how we're sitting today. Look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Always keep your stops in place. Thanks very much.